morning. We ain't the same cause your Monday's boring.
At power forward, standing 6'8", number 8, Timberwolves.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here at 2K Sports as we get ready to start the season in style. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. Short a rotation play, nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They just got to make the adjustments.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. The big men on the floor for them, Randall and Gobert. Guard and off guard, filled by DiVincenzo and Edwards. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward. And for Portland, they've got Shaedon Sharpe. Avdia out there with Klingon. Then there's Toumani Camara. And it's Holiday in at the point guard. And you look across the NBA landscape, Stan, a lot of turnover in the summer.
Yeah, Kevin, it takes a few weeks just to get used to seeing coaches and players in different spots around the league. And it'll take some time for those players and coaches to adjust as well.
DiVincenzo can't hit it. And here's Portland. Pass to Camara. Now, here's Sharpe. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Just the first good move in a game of chess between these two coaches.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there. Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the
Personal foul. First team foul.
Avdia. Outside Holiday. Klingon the screen for Holiday. 6 to shoot. Pass to Avdia. For 3. Good on the triple.
Well, this shows you that Avdia can do it all. Making an effective pass there.
Minnesota off to a slow start. It's a 5-point game. And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Well, the Timberwolves this summer signing extensions to keep their elite front court intact. In bringing back Julius Randle and Naz Reid, they maintain a team strength, one that seems more necessary than ever in the loaded West, guys.
You got it, making the commitment. Okay, Shams, thanks for the report.
Yeah, Holiday understands when to pick his spots on offense, especially when the mid-range opens up like this.
DiVincenzo kicks to McDaniels. For 3, Edwards. Nailed from three-point land.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
I briefly spoke with Chauncey Billups. Coach spoke about how Rudy Gobert can change a game defensively. He had all the praise in the world, saying there are so few players at this level that can make a player fearful of shooting inside. Rudy is one of them. You have to get over the idea of hearing footsteps and be okay with having a shot blocked every now and then. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Avdia following the 3 by Minnesota. There's a screen by Camara. Minnesota with the rebound. How about this run, Craig, they're on right now? Wow.
I mean, they're just getting to their spots and executing, really keeping things simple. And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And again, it's the Trailblazers missing. Gobert down low. Klingon covering. DiVincenzo hits the bucket.
Excellent possession there. If you set up DiVincenzo, it usually leads to points.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Pass to Sharpe. And they get it. Now Camara. And it's Sharpe missing. We've got 1:23 left in the first. Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all. on the floor, as complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Portland with the ball. Anthony Edwards unable to get his last shot to go in.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
I mean, the defense basically gave that one to him.
For the Trailblazers, Jeremy Grant comes in for Tamani Kamara. And Scoot Henderson subbed in for Drew Holiday. Conley feeling it out. Pass to Shannon. Back to Clark. Here's Shannon. He's covered by Grant. And here's Conley outside. Sinks the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Grant outside. Henderson with the screen for Grant. From the arc. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Timberwolves leading by 5. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And there's Miller. That's good on the assist from Conley.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Grant against Clark. No good from Grant. Down low. Here's Reed. And Reed throws it down.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Minnesota.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
They've got Robert Williams. Grant is out there with Murray. Then there's Scoot Henderson. And it's Thibault in at the shooting guard. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with.
Assisted.
Nothing the defense can do about that. Randall just powers it down.
And since their scrappy play last season, Coach, the Blazers extending the contract of head coach Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, great decision, as well as a renewed contract with the front office. Times had passed, their seats had grown hot, but nice to see that commitment to what they're building.
Minnesota leading by 11. Trains the three-pointer.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
A drive by Henderson. That one doesn't drop. Reed with the defensive effort.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And that one's good by Clark.
Yeah, that's two bombs in a row from long range.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Trailblazers, Javiez checked in for Murray. Tamani Kamara comes in for Matisse Thybulle. And it's Drew Holiday in for Scoot Henderson. Minnesota also with the sub. Dillingham's checked in for Clark. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Holiday. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's just fantastic awareness inside by Holiday. I like seeing him attack down there.
Conley with the three, and the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Holiday against Conley. There's the 3. Randall grabs the board. Here's Minnesota. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Reed in the post. He's against Williams.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Pass to Avdia. And he gets the bucket. Avdia's got his first points in this one. Stan, you and, well, your whole family, masters of defensive coaching. So with that in mind, what makes a great defender?
Wow, that is a great question, Kevin, and a complicated one in a lot of ways. Number one, length and athletic ability really help you. Guys who can move their feet and have great length can cover up a lot of mistakes. But then there's the fundamentals and your ability to move your feet and great focus and determination.
Here's Reed. Pass to Shannon. And here's Randall. Here's Reed. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Well, aside from his athleticism, what makes Williams such a great above-the-rim threat is his incredible 7'6" wingspan.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. A different look now for Portland. Going in, he's checked in for Williams. And Shaden Sharp subbed in for Grant. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Here's DiVincenzo. He has 6. Pass to Edwards. Over Sharp. Edwards, that's good. Edwards got 5 points so far.
Where doesn't Edwards score from? Even in the mid-range, he makes shots.
And Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
That can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Portland. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Outside, Edwards. Outside, Reed. From outside the arc. And there's Edwards on the assist from Reed.
3 points.
Edwards got 5 points now in the quarter. There's a minute left in the first half of the game. DiVincenzo against Holiday. Fires from the line. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And here's Edwards from the arc. The Trailblazers pull it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Klingon. Edwards defending. Takes a step back. Here's Avdia. Good. Nice job down low. Avdia's got his second basket of the game.
Oh, that was a gritty bucket from Avdia in close. Defenders all around him.
Drills it from outside.
3.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Veering off topic a bit, I wanted to ask you guys, who would you say is the best trash talker of all time?
Man, there's been a lot of them, but I'll go with either Bird or Jordan. because trash talk is only good if you can back it up.
I really can't say because nobody talked trash to me. They were too afraid of the consequences.
Okay, now that's a lie, because I talk trash to you all the time, and I haven't seen any consequences.
Oh, just wait till the next break, buddy boy. Been saving up.
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They are just racking up the assists right now, playing for one another. Man, this is great.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep up this mentality in the second half. If they do, they win.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You have to like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
And defensively, they're giving him too many good looks out there. They need to start running him off the line.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And here are the Blazers. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, the wingmen, Edwards and McDaniel. The big men on the floor for him, Randall and Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the one spot.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
The key thing, Coach, that Dante DiVincenzo brings to a team is that coveted 3-and-D skill set.
I agree with that, Kevin, but he brings so much more. He can now play off the dribble and make plays for others. And I think the most underrated thing on a lot of players who become great is Dante DiVincenzo is both very smart and very tough.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Holiday, the pass to Sharp. A floater, and it's laid in by Holiday. 8 points for Drew Holiday.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Randall from outside, and the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes. The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Sharp, the pass to Holiday. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Launches it, and there's Edwards on the assist from Randall.
3 points.
Randall's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Outside Holiday. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Back to Holiday. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Pass to McDaniels. Now Edwards.
2 minutes.
Shoots a fader. He can't hit that time.
The fall away, upping the degree of difficulty. You wonder if perhaps they could have gotten a better look.
Holiday finds Sharp. Outside, Avdia. No coverage that time. Avdia's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
For Portland, they've gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Gobert with the block.
As intimidating a defensive presence as there is, Gobert could right.
Whoa!
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Klingon. Murray comes in for Avdia. Grant, he's checked in for Tamani Kamara. And Scoot Henderson subbed in for Drew Holiday. Portland with the ball. Now Henderson. Nothing on the board. Grant, that's good.
Well, Grant has added range, but hasn't lost anything in close.
Conley for 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Conley's got 9 points.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the 3-point shot.
Avdia's checked in for the Trailblazers. GA, despite their youth, this Blazers team showing some grit at the defensive end of the court.
Yeah, very disruptive. Length on the perimeter. Donovan Klingon towering in the paint. And Chauncey Billups on the sidelines preaching that hard-nosed approach.
And here's Conley outside. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's Grant. Sharp on the wing. Jacks up a 3. No good from Grant. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll return shortly. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Minnesota shooting wonderfully up to this point, 67%. Avdia out there with Grant. Then it's Williams. Then there's Matisse Thybulle. And it's Henderson in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Reed. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Robert Williams.
Well, the biggest thing Naz Reid brings to your team, spacing. Reid can play the 5 and hit threes. There aren't a lot of guys like him.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
Miller's checked in for the Timberwolves. And teams take more threes now than ever before. More than double the average attempts we saw in the 90s.
Well, I think what's happened, Kevin, is we just have more guys who can shoot the ball. So in the 90s, you might have had 2 guys who shot the ball well from 3 and made it a good shot. Now, on a lot of teams, virtually everyone on the roster can shoot the 3. If we have more guys on the floor who can space out and shoot the 3, we're going to have a lot more attempts and a lot more efficiency on those attempts.
That one falls. Thibault's got his first 2 points of the night.
And I tell you what, they're doing their best to cut down the lead with some smart offense here in the second half. Shot selection much improved since the break. He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Just an excellent feel for the game. Scoot Henderson understands how offense is played.
Outside Conley. Pass to Clark. Here's the 3. That shot off. Thibault with the ball. Guarded now by Clark. Grant the pass to Williams. Good, and Grant gets the assist. Grant's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, a throwback big. Williams almost exclusively operates around the hoop.
Here's Shannon. Defended by Thibault. Shots good by Miller.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Conley kicks to Miller. Outside, Reed. Conley finds Miller. Here's Shannon. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good by Clark.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Well, if you're looking to get points in a hurry as the game clock's running down, that's certainly the way to do it.
Clark against Grant. It's deflected. Conley against Williams. Pass to Reed. Henderson pulls it in. And there's a foul called on Naz Reid. That is his first foul of the game. So, GA, between the NBA Cup, the play-in, the new All-Star game formats, the NBA not averse to some experimentation.
No doubt. And listen, not all the ideas have been successful, right? But overall, that willingness to innovate has paid off. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should the NBA.
That one goes. Count it.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars. Great find, leading his teammate right to the bucket.
Hey, Greg, after 2 seasons in Milwaukee, how about Damian Lillard going back to the Blazers roster even as he works his way back from the Achilles?
And in the meantime, he gets to watch this relatively young group compete. Their activity and defensive edge should pair nicely with his offensive brilliance next season. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough.
The previous play is under review.
Everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Pulls up on the wing, and again it's Minnesota.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
Yeah, and winning games on the road is huge, especially when you get them in such a convincing fashion.
Offensive rebound. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, Avdia has decent size, but it's really about positioning for him on the glass. That's how he wins second chances like this.
Clark right side. Conley kicks to Edwards. Lets it go from deep. Hits it from three-point range. Edwards got 33.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.